What is up, awesome people, and welcome back to another Wi-Fi Wednesday shenanigans! Alrighty, so first I want to apologize for how late Wi-Fi Wednesday is going up. I gotta do this one plus another Wi-Fi Wednesday, but regardless, I hope to bring you some really enjoyable battles. So firstly, I wanted to start off the Wi-Fi Wednesday for tonight with the last battle that I did with the previous team that I've been showing off, and that is kind of the team that I kind of built for multi-battles. I haven't really come up with a name for this team, it's just the non-trick room team is kind of what I've been calling it since I've kind of gone into a bit of a phase of using trick room teams only. But regardless here, we're going to go leading with a Sork and a Raikou. So this was done on my Wi-Fi Wednesday live stream. I kind of wanted to switch up my leads here so I could show off a few of the other Pokemon that I hadn't been using. So the opponent's going to lead with a Gardevoir and a Raichu, most likely Mega Gardevoir, which it is. So I could have gone two choices here. I could have close combat at the Raichu, which is what I'm going to do, or I could have poison jabbed the Gardevoir. Now, poison jabbing the Gardevoir would have probably been the better thing to do, but I was kind of thinking ahead of time and thinking close combating the Raichu and getting kind of a bit cocky here as well. Close combating the Raichu, hoping to knock it out so I could use Thunderbolt on my Raikou, since Thunderbolt is kind of Raikou's bread and butter to its moveset. Snarl's really there to lower down the special attack of any opposing Pokemon. Hidden Power Ice to really just knock out any ground-type Pokemon like Landorus, Thorn. There's no other ground-type Pokemon, that's the one that you kind of see the most. So anyways, I go for the close combat there. As I said, I got a bit cocky here, thinking I'd Oko the Raichu, completely forgetting that they run Focus Sash, because most of the time I see them with Assault Vest. But this one had Focus Sash, I'm like, oh damn. Well, also having said as well, it kind of went in a good way for me because I went full switch to that turn, and at the same time they didn't go for my Sork there because they couldn't do much to my Raikou, so really there wasn't really much of a loss there for me. Unfortunately though, I did lose a bit of damage I could have done to the Gardevoir, because as I said, the really only move I could have hit the Gardevoir with was Snarl to lower its special attack or Hidden Power Ice. I couldn't hit it with Thunderbolt at that time, and I had Protect as my last move. So I go send in the Gengar there, which kind of gets countered by the Snarl on my Raikou, and because I had revealed it at this time, they didn't know I had the Snarl. So I go into my Salamence here because I'm thinking that's the best thing I could do here. Intermedic's just completely useless there. I go for the Protect, so I'm like, I know that Gardevoir will go for the Hyper Voice, and the Gengar may go for me as well. I go for the Thunderbolt here. I could have gone for the Gengar, but I just wanted damage on my Gardevoir in case they wanted to swap back in the Raichu the next turn. So they go for the Shadow Bell on the Gengar. They do miss because I protected with Salamence, and the Hyper Voice does indeed go off. It does a lot of damage to my Raikou. Unfortunately, I'm not running any type of special defense on my Raikou. It's just a pure sweeper there. I was actually contemplating if I should put Assault Vest on it. So there's the Raichu swapping again, countering my Raikou. I'm like, oh, damn it. But it's not going to make any difference. I do connect with the Rock Slide, taking out the Raichu, and I do a little bit of damage there to the Gardevoir. So finally, that pain in the rear side Raichu is down, and I do get the flinch as well on the Gardevoir, so that was added bonus. So in comes the Gengar, so I'm like, I can go definitely for a Thunderbolt here because there's nothing to counter extremely powerful Thunderbolt here from Raikou. Life Orb takes out the Raikou. Does unfortunately miss out the KO there on Gengar. I think I got minimum damage, or that was really weird really weird EVs in Gengar. 100% of the time they run 250 EVs and special attack and speed with the Focus Sash. That's normally how I see everyone suggesting running Gengar, since its lackluster defense in both physical defense and special defense really doesn't help it as well at all. So the Rock Slide there finishes off the Gardevoir, and I can bring in my Ludicolo here, and the last Pokemon I do believe is the Chansey. I'm like, oh no, this thing can just stole me to the hills and back. So I go for the Fake Out here just to at least give me one chance to just do a lot of damage to this thing. So I go for the Rock Slide because that's my best physical move I have on Salamence. I have Draco Meteor, I had Fire Blast, Rock Slide, and Protect on this Salamence with the Yaki Berry, which we've seen, I think, in one of the previous episodes for Wi-Fi Wednesday. So Rock Slide again connects, bringing Chansey down to about 1/4 of health there. I do get the burn on Scald. I'm like, oh, that's decent at least. And I do get the flinch there from the Rock Slide. So the burn brings the Chansey down into the yellow. And what do you know, they forfeit. So I guess they kind of saw that as a losing fight. There wasn't really much chance he could do. And I was down to my last two Pokemon, actually. If they stalled me out, which would have been a really boring battle, they would have had the chance of winning. But as I said, I'm not really too sure what their moveset was. Anyways, let's go on to this pretty exciting battle, as you can probably see by the opposing team. So this was using a team that I did actually show off. I actually must have forgot that I had a second battle with this team, because I know I showed it off as a bit of a good way of showing what improvements I did with the team since the original one didn't work, and that was with like Hariyama, Absol, Aromatis, and Bronzong and all that. So this was the second version of the team, and as I said, I kind of forgot to show off this battle. So anyways, they're going to lead with the boring Darkrai and the Primal Groudon lead there, so Desolate Land goes up. Of course I'm going to fake out the Darkrai here because I want all the advantage I can get, because I know I can tank at least one Pacifical Blades. Hoping for a miss there from the Pacifical Blades because it can miss. Unfortunately, I hit both my Pokemon, but it does badly dent both my Pokemon too, so I'm like, oh wow. So that's my only chance I get. I got to do as much damage as I can on this first turn and get my Trick Room up as well. So there's the Trick Room up. Fake out, of course, allowed my Hariyama to flinch the Darkrai, giving me one extra turn. So they're going to swap out there because they know a close combat from a Hariyama will OHKO that Darkrai, regardless of what range it's in. So they're going to go into a Rayquaza to just take it. Go for the Moonblast here because I'm like, even if they de-swap in Rayquaza, I can just go for the Moonblast and do a lot of damage, even without any special attack investment. So I'm not really too sure if that's like just an in-game called Rayquaza or what that particular Rayquaza is, because I don't think Moonblast should have done that much damage. Anyways, as with the typical Blades, I'm like, come on, miss, and nope. Both my Pokemon go down to that, so at least I did a good enough job to deal quite a lot of damage to that Primal Groudon and dent that Mega Rayquaza quite a bit. So I've got it into a range where I feel comfortable enough that I could probably take out the Primal Groudon and take out that Rayquaza maybe with a Rock Slide from the Swampert, which we never saw in the last battle. So like, this is the chance to show off the Mega Swampert, and I've been wanting to use this thing for quite some time in both Smogon singles and in VGC doubles. It has just so much potential in rain teams and in Trick Room teams, especially in Trick Room teams. It's the scariest there. Alright, so there's the Mega Rayquaza. I nearly called that Primal Rayquaza. That's how tired I am at the moment. I've just woken up. Alright, so the Delta String comes up, negating the whatever ability Groudon has. I can't think of it, but it's too strong. Anyways, Ice Beam from a Choice Specs Regice does take out the Primal Groudon, which is awesome, and I missed with the Rock Slide. I'm like, damn it, that probably would have killed the Rayquaza too. So there's the Hyper Voice, which is just going to do a small amount of damage. Regice, even without an investment in special defense, is absolutely beastly. So I've got the Ice Beam coming off again on the Rayquaza. That's definitely enough to take out the Rayquaza, even at times 2, thanks to the Delta Stream. So that's leaving the Darkrai, which is going to get absolutely annihilated by a brave-natured max attack Mega Swampert, who already has massive attack even if you don't put any EVs into its attack. But yeah, that did an awful lot. That was probably like 2,000, or not even 2,000, it'd be 2,000 against this thing though. Quite a lot of damage anyway to the Darkrai. Anyways, Ice Beam going off there onto the Blades again. It's not going to do a lot because it does resist it by ×4. Waterfall there, which is going to take the match. So boom, and bye-bye Blaziken. It was nice knowing you. So I did have a Trick Room up there as well, if you didn't notice, which is why I was able to outspeed all of those Pokemon. Anyways, the last battle here is the more interesting one. This is going to go sliding into the second Wi-Fi Wednesday for the night. This is using a team everyone should be familiar with if they witnessed the Karen versus Karen theme team battle between me and Pimp Knight. This is the exact same team, however, it is made for double battles. Now, I've meant to upload this like 6 months ago, but because we're going through a tournament and this was made for a particular tournament thing, I couldn't actually show it off. But since we're near the end of ORAS, I thought, heck it, even though the tournament's not over, I'm just going to show it off now. So this is the Karen team suited for double battles, and this, just a reminder, this was the round 2 Karen team. So, we're going to lead off here with the Electrode and Misdreavus. It's not very often you'd see Misdreavus in a VGC double battle because of Pokemon like Talonflame and Garchomp. Anyways, the Talonflame's going to go straight off the bat there with the Brave Bird, straight off my Misdreavus because it really couldn't do much to my Electrode, and they thought Electrode would probably outspeed them if they went Flare Blitz. So here comes the explosion. This was actually a physical Electrode. So I, at this time, was not running Normal Gem. I did eventually switch it up for a Normal Gem Explosion. At the moment, I have Life Orb on my Electrode just to kind of boost damage, but that didn't kind of work in the long run. Anyways, I managed to dent both of those Pokemon really well, predicting that the Garchomp went for Earthquake as well. I would have probably been in a bit of trouble if it went for Rock Slide. So I got the Trick Room up there. I'm just going to protect on the Honchkrow, thinking that the Talonflame was just going to Brave Bird my Honchkrow, which I wasn't really too confident that I was going to live a Brave Bird from a Talonflame because I am running max health and max attack on my Honchkrow. Normally now I'd run max attack, max special attack on my Honchkrow to utilize the damage output on my Heat Wave on the Honchkrow, since that's my only special move I run. So this is a very similar set to the single set, however I'm running Protect instead of I do believe the Drill Pick that I normally run in singles. So anyways, I go for the Roost there once again, but it's not going to matter now because I'm confident I can just hit this thing really hard with Night Slash, and it is 100% critical hit with the Scope Lens and the Super Luck, plus Night Slash's extra effect of a critical chance, bring it to 100%. So foul play just to finish off the Guard Chomp. It will finish off my Mischievous thanks to all the residual damage from Rocky Helmet and Rough Skin, so that's going to take my Mischievous. However, as I said, I do feel pretty confident I can take out the remaining 2 Pokemon on their side with just my back 2 Pokemon. So I have Slowbro and I have Honchkrow left. That's all I have on my side. However, Slowbro does carry Trick Room on it as well, so if Trick Room does run out, I do have a backup to bring it back onto the field. Their remaining 2 Pokemon is Breloom and Suicune, and I have to say this. Back when I first started playing VGC, that's all I ever saw was Breloom. I mean, it still can be used to this day with only one particular set, I do believe. I have seen a few other sets being suggested, but I have actually used the double battle strategy in single battles, and I can see why it's used quite a fair bit for Breloom. Anyways, I go for Side Shock there onto the Suicune because I was quite confident Heat Wave's going to take out the Breloom with 50% chance for critical hit. I do score the critical hit, I'm not too sure if it mattered or not, but it took out the Breloom regardless, which was really good, so no more sporing there for the Breloom, which is something that it can do. So Shadow Ball there on a Suicune, which I was not expecting. Normally it runs Scald, Ace Beam, Calm Mind maybe, and Protect. That's normally what it runs in VGC, I could be incorrect there. Anyways, the Night Slasher is just going to miss out on the KO there from the Honchkrow, brings it down to the red. Ice Beam once again onto my Honchkrow, and thanks to the max HP, Honchkrow is going to take that really well. Trick Room does run out, but I'm just going to protect on the Honchkrow there, just to tease and troll the Suicune. So that goes for the Ice Beam once again, misses the Honchkrow, and the Side Shock's going to take the win there from the Mega Slowbro. And there we go, that is game. So as I said, that's kind of an insight into the Karen team that I did come up for double battles. It is an extremely fun battle. I've even gone and rebred this in 4th generation, and obviously modifying some of the movesets because foul play didn't exist back in 4th gen, so I had to switch it up for another move. And even then, just modifying it for 4th gen, it really does work quite well. And I was actually quite surprised because I didn't think Mischievous would work in double battles when you're considering Pokemon like Talonflame, Guard Chomp and all that can quite easily put a big dent in Mischievous, but it can survive them. I don't know how, but it really just shows how bulky Mischievous can really be with that Everlight. Anyways guys, I've driven on enough. I have to go on and rate a second Wi-Fi Wednesday, so by the time you guys are seeing this battle, I would already be working on the second upload for tonight. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Look out for the second upload for tonight. And until then, this is Lady KrimZen saying ciao for now, but not forever.